Today on Fresno State Focus, the safety of school turned to chaos. Fresno State's police chief shows us how you can stay safe in the event of a school shooting.
Plus, we introduce you to the new dean of the Henry Madden Library and find out her plans for making your study area even more efficient.
And see how one local man is raking in the dough after migrating from the Philippines. Fresno State Focus starts now. Welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Tejeda.
And I'm Adilene Quintana. Students of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, returned to class today after an armed gunman killed 17 people inside their school on Valentine's Day.
The Broward County Superintendent says out of the school's almost 3,300 students, 95% of them returned, with 15 students saying they plan to go to a different school. Counselors were in every single classroom today to help any student or teacher who needed it. Join us today to talk about how you can stay safe in the classroom is Fresno State Police Chief David Huerta. Thank you for being here today, Chief Huerta.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
So after you hear about a tragic event like the Parkland shooting, what goes through your mind? What's your initial reaction?
Sadness. Initially, I'm just very sad to hear that it happened again and that it happened to our youth. It's a sickening thought for me every day when I come to work. I wonder if this is the day. And it keeps me sharp. You know, it makes me think about, all right, this might happen here. Are we ready?
And you talk about being ready. What are the kind of things you do to make sure you and your staff are ready here on campus?
It's a lot of training. Intensive training. The officers are properly trained. They're properly equipped, and they're given the time to prepare for this kind of thing. And we actually dedicate our training to preparation. In addition, we communicate with our partners in the region, Fresno Police, Highway Patrol, Clovis, Sheriff's Department, and we talk about, are we all ready as a group to respond to a crisis at this level?
And not only is it important for law enforcement to be prepared, but can you talk about how important it is for students, professors, anybody on campus to really be prepared for an event like that?
Well, yes, each and every one of us are responsible for our own safety. I mean, it starts there. We should not be depending upon a process or a system or others to make us safe. You know, individual awareness of where you're at any given point in time. Have you looked around? Do you know where the doors are? Do you know where the windows are at? Do you know where the phone's at? Many times we're just comfortable in our own offices, our own space, but we roam around the campus, for example, here, all over. And so individual awareness, environmental awareness, where you're at. In addition, here at the university, we offer training to anyone and everyone at any time. It's just upon request. So if you would like for us to come in and talk about safety in your workspace or your environment or in the classroom, we're readily available, and we don't put off any time to get there and assist you. We also have two programs, Seconds to Survive, which is a option-based, scenario-based training that we offer to anyone. And then recently, within the last few weeks, the Chancellor's Office, in cooperation with the chiefs of the system, released a new Run, Hide, Fight video that's 9 minutes long. It's currently on our website under quick links.
Okay, well, we really appreciate all your valuable information and your valuable time, because you really never know when something like that's going to happen. So we appreciate you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Fresno State Police Chief David Huerta.
A group of students from the Women's Studies Department is taking a stand, coming together to try to end violence against women. 1 Billion Rising is a global movement intended to end rape and sexual violence against women. The billion refers to the United Nations statistic that 1 in 3 women will be raped or beaten in her lifetime. An event held at Fresno State last week showcased a special appearance from the Raging Grannies, as well as a student performance informing the public about violence against women.
This event is important not only for the class, but just to bring awareness to other students so they can know that this is going on and we're fighting for causes, and just to learn how to be more active as well, because I think a lot of people don't realize, like, oh, I can be an activist, you know.
If you want to help in next year's 1 Billion Rising event, you can contact Fresno State's Women's Study Department or visit their Facebook page. Parking is always an issue on campus. Where to find a spot? Can you even afford to buy a permit? A parking permit for Fresno State students is $93 each semester. If you park in the wrong place, that's a $50 ticket. But there is another way to come to school, and it's free. I talked to a student who does exactly that.
Please show ID.
Denise Vargas rides the Fax bus to school.
Fresno State University.
Random people do get on, so it is kind of like you never know what can happen. I've been really taking advantage of the fact that it's free because it makes it easier as a student since I'm already paying tuition and stuff like that. And I don't work right now, so it makes it really easy to come to school.
The Fax bus is not only for students. Anyone can ride the bus. It goes all around the city of Fresno. This man, who found a mannequin head on his walk over to the bus, says he rides often.
Nothing bad happened, so yeah, I'd say it's safe.
This is the reason why Vargas rides the bus, because it is safe for her. However, in the beginning, it was not so easy.
First, last semester, I didn't know anything about it, and there's nothing online where it tells you exactly what you're supposed to do. I had so much trouble finding out which one do I take, where he's gonna take me. It was so frustrating. I would want to break down and cry because I was I don't know how to get to school. It may be a little confusing at first, but there are a few ways to figure out your route. You can call Fresno Area Express to see what stop to take, or check out the schedule online at fresno.gov under the Transportation tab.
The Henry Madden Library has a new boss. Sean Bradley introduces us to Dean Del Rita Hornbuckle, who is making an impact on campus.
This huge building on the Fresno State campus is the Henry Madden Library, and students love it because of its state-of-the-art resources led by the new dean, Del Rita Hornbuckle, always working to make the library better for students.
I think she's amazing, and she's doing great things to help college students excel here, because it's really hard when you don't know anything about the library, because it's such an integral part of your college experience.
Making that experience better and easier is Dean Hornbuckle's passion.
My passion is really just kind of following what I've just embraced in my career, is making sure the libraries are always accessible, that students feel comfortable coming in to learn and feeling that this is a place to collaborate and really discover.
Not only does Dean Hornbuckle have a passion for helping students, but other exciting new things that make the library accessible for them as well.
Hornbuckle has many aspirations for the Fresno State Henry Madden Library, but her #1 goal is to bring forth data analytics and also other technological advances when it comes to the library as well.
Nowadays, libraries very much use analytics because we make informed decisions about what we buy.
Most students are liking the new analytical ideas the dean is bringing to the campus.
As a campus tour guide, I like to educate everyone who comes to Fresno State about all the new technology that we do have for students, whether it be data, research, primary documents, secondary sources. It's needed for any and every major. So I think it's great what she's bringing into the library.
Dean Hornbuckle is making a big impact on campus, paving the way for the next generation one student at a time. Sean Bradley, Fresno State Focus.
Students on campus can find Dean Hornbuckle on the 3rd floor in the administration office of the Henry Madden Library. Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we show you one man's culinary journey from the Philippines to his new Fresno home.
Plus, see how one woman is rescuing some abused dogs when no one else would.
And get ready for a big storm. Mitzi Cardenas tells us what to expect with your weather report. All that when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family. and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
The Central Valley has a lot of rescue shelters for dogs and cats, but there are more animals than homes right now.
Mitzi Cardenas is here to introduce us to one woman who made her home a shelter for a few dogs because they really needed some love. Hey, Mitzi.
Hi, Adilene Jesse. Michelle is a dog lover, and she wasn't planning on adopting 2 dogs, but when she found 2 pit bulls who were abused, her heart broke and she went into mom mode.
Good boy. Many people would think twice about adopting pit bull puppies in need, but Michelle and her sister decided to give these dogs a second chance.
I decided to rescue these dogs because at that time I felt like they were all I had. They were starving and being abused, so I decided to take matters into my own hands and just take them in as my own.
Instead of seeing a breed that many fear, Michelle just saw 2 dogs in need.
Pit bulls are honestly really sweet dogs. They're really loving and just all around just nice dogs. I know they have a bad reputation, but they're honestly great dogs to adopt.
Ronan.
Run! Run! Well, we've both always grown up as being animal lovers, so when she told me that she wanted to rescue these puppies, I was definitely on board. Having never owned a pit bull, I was a little nervous, but then having them and owning them, I realized that they are amazing dogs, and I wouldn't trade my dog for anything in the world.
Although many fear pit bulls, Michelle and her sister are not the only ones taking care of them. Bully Rescue and Singer are also helping pit bulls out in need.
So that's why we exist, is to give that specific breed a second chance.
Bully Rescue has been helping pit bulls and bully breeds find forever homes since 2008.
Well, I think adoption for people's pets in general is really important, just because you're rescuing an animal, you're giving an animal a second chance. But pit bulls, we focus on primarily because they're the most overpopulated in shelters, they're the most misunderstood.
Whether it's a pit bull or any other breed, there are 7 shelters in Fresno. You might just find a dog you love.
Ronan, come on, come play with me. Act like you love me.
If you're looking to adopt a pit bull or any bully breed, visit Fresno Bully Rescue's website at fresnobullyrescue.com.
See, pit bulls aren't that bad.
They're really not.
So, Mitzi, am I going to be able to walk my dog in this week's weather?
I'll tell you that just right now, Jesse. So if you're a dog lover like Michelle, you may need to carry an umbrella or a coat walking your furry friends today. Behind me is the edge of the Peace Garden, and while it seems dry now, a few puddles may form as students walk to class in the coming days. Now let's take a look at some temperatures. So for the nationwide radar, as you can see up here, we have Washington and Portland. There will be rain and snow, and we're going to get a lot of that tonight and in the upcoming days. And if you notice here in the Canadian border, we see snow and rain as well. For the Californian radar, it is dry right now, but tonight we will get some rain. And if you look up here, if you like skiing, Lake Tahoe will have a lot of snow, so make sure to head out this weekend. For our current temps, 59, the wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, very calm, and 54 humidity. Currently, we have Fresno 58, Madera 59, and Shaver Lake 38 degrees. And tonight, it'll be chilly tonight. Make sure to bring out your blankets. 42 for Fresno, 41 for Madera, and 19 for Shaver Lake. For the air quality, good overall, except for Fresno, Tulare, and Kings. Make sure to take out your inhaler if you do walk your dog. And for the forecast, we have ranging from the 60s to the 50s for the highs. It will be raining tonight and raining later on this weekend as well. And that's your weather report. Back to you.
Thank you, Mitzi. Sometimes in order to make your dreams come true, you have to take an extra leap. Katie Gogo takes us behind the scenes to see how a local chef made his dreams come true by migrating to the United States, turning his passion into his profession.
With the crack of an egg, one chef is recreating culture through his passion for baking. Meet Mark Sanchez, the head chef and co-owner of Bread and Butter Bakery.
I started cooking when I was young, and that was As I can remember, I was like 14.
He studied baking and design in Cebu, Philippines, leading him into his profession.
I really love this one. I love baking, and I feel relaxed.
Then his life shifted. About 10 years ago, Mark and his wife Jamna migrated to the States.
It was Mark's love for culinary arts and his desire for more opportunities that pushed him and his wife to pick up their life and move to the U.S.
He's just a lucky guy that he found one thing that he likes, and he's really good at it.
They decided they would carry over Mark's skills and create their own business here.
As soon as he got all the blends, all the flavors together, and with the approval of, our Filipino friends, then he said, let's bring it out.
This became the start of Bread and Butter, and their vision behind it, to show pride in their Filipino culture.
He was thinking about, how to use his profession here. And at the same time, not just be a regular chef, but also to introduce Filipino food delicacies, Filipino food culture.
Their motto of, "We bring families and friends together," does exactly that.
Very friendly, they're very family. I mean, they do the baking in their home, which is very nice. So yeah.
Home business, it's a family business, it's a teamwork.
Needless to say, Mark's love for baking is the bread and butter of their business. Katie Gogo, Fresno State Focus.
Mark and Jamna's goal is to open a restaurant in a set location, but for now, they are out and about at local farmers markets every week.
Let's talk about deals for a moment. Some people around campus are wearing some new threads thanks to the latest suit-up event at JCPenney's this past Sunday. Fresno State students and alumni were able to walk around the store and look for clothes, suits, dresses, blouses, and other professional items were available at a discounted price. A lot of students were able to take advantage of the big deals.
How I heard about it was through a friend. He was like, "Oh, let's go up to the suit event. I know you've been wanting to get a job recently."
Maldonado and others were able to find deals of 40% off. The plan is to build upon the success for next year, so more students, alumni, and staff will be able to buy professional clothes to get ready for a job interview. Getting a discount is always great, but what if you could get your suits for free? Everyone at Fresno State has that opportunity through the clothing closet. Brianna White is here to tell us a little bit about that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about the event Suited Up? How did it go?
Yes, so the event was awesome. It was our very first time partnering with JCPenney. So the Career Development Center and JCPenney hosted this event, and it was awesome. We had 475 Bulldogs and their family members come out to shop, and they got professional clothing, and it was great. Everyone had fun. Sephora was doing mini makeovers. There was food. It was awesome.
So will you plan to have this event next year?
You know what? I want to say yes. I know that it was such a success this year. Like, why wouldn't we want to have it next year?
And now, can you tell us a little bit about the clothing closet? How did it go? How do students get free clothes there?
Yeah, the Clothing Closet is a really great resource that we have at Fresno State that's available to all of our students here. And it's really great because we're all about, at the Career Development Center, transitioning students to professional. And at the Clothing Closet, students can come and get free professional clothing to get them ready for interviews, internships, presentations, anything that requires them to dress professionally. And when they come in, they can get 3 core pieces of clothing. So they can get a jacket, a blouse, and then a pair of pants or a skirt. And then they can get accessories up to 2. They can get a tie or socks or belts or purses or anything. Yeah, it's really great because we have a need for professional clothing, and we're here to meet that need for students.
And every semester they could get something?
Yes, every semester.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Brianna White, for being here with us
Thank you for
today.
having me.
We've been talking to Brianna White from the Clothing Closet.
Coming up in sports, we look back at how history was made at the 2018 Winter Olympics.
Plus, find out how men's basketball team is preparing for the Mountain West basketball tournament.
And see how Fresno's new pro soccer team is impacting the Central Valley. Stay tuned for sports with Katie Gogo and Sean Bradley.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes, down in my toes, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes, hey, down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit all over me, hey, all over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart.
Welcome back. I'm Sean Bradley.
And I'm Katie Gogo with your sports report. The 2018 Winter Olympic Games came to an end Sunday in Pyeongchang. There was a lot to celebrate at the closing ceremonies. The U.S. placed 4th overall behind Norway, Germany, and Canada. The U.S. men's curling team came home to a huge welcome home party after making history, earning their first ever gold medal.
The Fresno State men's basketball team is preparing for the Mountain West tournament. They're holding their heads high with a 21-9 record. One of those losses, however, came Saturday against Wyoming at the Save Mart Center. Although they are focusing on this game, tournament play is right around the corner. In order to come out on top, they have to play together as one, especially on the defensive end.
And, you know, if we keep playing defense, we can get some more wins and hopefully we can get a bid. So, you know, going into the end stretch of the Mountain West play, we just keep playing defense as best we can, keep paying attention to Coach Sherry's strategies, and, you know, hopefully we can get some more wins out of it.
Hopkins is out for the remainder of the season after he rolled his ankle in last Saturday's game. The Mountain West tournament begins March 7th in Las Vegas, and the next game before the tournament is this Saturday at New Mexico.
Softball and baseball are back. With 4 wins to start the season and only 1 loss, the baseball team went up against Houston Baptist in another 4-game series this past weekend. The Dogs won 3 out of 4 in that series. In Game 4, left fielder McCarthy Tatum opened the second inning with a single and later came out around to score after a wild pitch allowed Fresno State to tie the game. From there, the Bulldogs were able to put on 3 more runs while the pitching staff threw 8 scoreless innings. Fresno State now stands at a 7-2 record and takes on UC Santa Barbara tonight at 6. Watch for the Dogs to fight hard. The Gauchos beat the Dogs earlier this season. And our softball team also came out a winner during the home opener in the Bulldog Classic tournament 2 weeks ago. In the first game, the Dogs beat Cal State Bakersfield, shutting them out 8-0. The Dogs ended the tournament with a 4-1 record, taking their only loss to UC Davis. This past weekend in Palm Springs, they lost all 5 games in the tournament. The team is now looking for a turnaround this weekend in Fullerton.
The Fresno football team is off the field, but in 2 weeks, they will be back.
With a 10-4 overall record last season, the Dogs won the Hawaii Bowl against the University of Houston. They are now preparing for next season with spring training right around the corner. Senior offensive lineman Logan Hughes is here to talk with us about how the team is getting ready for next season. Thanks for being here today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Well, first off, let's say congratulations to what an incredible season. That must have been quite an experience for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
How was that? How was the Hawaii Bowl?
It was nice. It was nice to get some sun and see the waves, and you know, it's always good to have an extra game at the end of your year.
And that celebration.
So, yeah, the camaraderie and having, you know, that win and an extra trophy up in our lounge. So it's pretty nice.
What was it like playing for Coach Tedford this season or last season?
Playing for Coach Tedford's different. You know, he's a hands-on coach, and he really brought back the sense of tradition that we had prior, back when we were winning everything, it felt like. And I feel like that's back, and it should be here to stay. So,
what was that transition from the offensive line coach Weber now to Grubb?
I think it was kind of like coming like old school to new school. We had a lot of differences in coaching style, and I can say I'm personally a fan. So I think it shows offensive line numbers and whatnot like that, stats.
Mm-hmm.
But,
so
yeah.
spring training is just around the corner,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
So what are the goals for this season?
You know, it's always pretty much the same. Win our bowl, go win the Mountain West Championship, and really it's just be the best players we can be.
Right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in
Thank you,
today
Logan.
and talking to us about that.
Professional football is here in Fresno, and it's not the football we were just talking about. Jessie Tejeda takes us to the professional football club, making an impact on local soccer players.
Professional soccer is here, and it's Fresno FC. The new club is excited about what the city of Fresno has to offer. With the city behind his team, head coach Adam Smith hopes hard work can help make the first season a special one. Together, there's more than a chance. And with a city like Fresno on their side, everybody's ready to dive into the season. Jessie Tejeda, Fresno State Focus.
Fresno FC plays in the United Soccer League and will have its first official league game against the Las Vegas Lights on March 17th at Sichansi Park. And that's your sports report.
Here's Lindsie Hiatt with your entertainment news.
Thanks, Katie and Sean. Another big name in the entertainment industry is accused of sexual misconduct. It's Hollywood's golden boy, Ryan Seacrest. His former stylist says for 5 years, Seacrest repeatedly harassed and made unwanted sexual advances toward her 10 years ago. He denies the claims. E-Network executives investigated in November but did not find any evidence. Seacrest still has his job on the radio, on ABC's Live with Kelly and Ryan, and he'll still be on the red carpet for the Oscars this Sunday. And speaking of the Oscars, this is the 90th Annual Academy Awards, with Jimmy Kimmel returning to host. The Shape of Water is nominated for 13 Oscars. And the woman with the most Oscar nominations in history, Meryl Streep, is up again this year for her role in The Post. Earlier, Mitzi introduced us to a woman who rescued 2 pit bull puppies when she saw they were not being treated well. There are a lot of people with big hearts like that. They rescue 1 or 2 animals, but what about dozens? Renowned dog lover Lee Asher is traveling the country in the hopes of doing just that.
Asher parked his RV full of pups in Fresno for the night, marking stop number 2 on his nationwide journey. His mission? To help rescue 48 dogs in 48 states.
We've had a few events, but nothing like this. Lee Asher is just here to promote. He's doing this Kickstarter campaign, or he's trying to get X amount of dogs adopted out.
With a bus full of dogs right behind me, what better way to promote pet adoption? Lee Asher tells us how.
People really don't understand the dogs that get put down in shelters, which is something that needs to be known everywhere. The dogs that are getting put down are purebred dogs, sweet dogs, loving dogs, dogs just like this. This whole thing is just showing people what kind of dogs are in the shelters and getting people into the shelter. If you're looking for a dog, just go to a shelter to look, and you'll see that there's just so many beautiful options there.
Asher is well on his way to meeting his adoption goal, as 4 dogs found loving homes at the Pups and Pints event he attended. Lindsie Hiatt, Fresno State Focus.
Asher has already helped rescue 16 dogs in just 4 states. You can keep up with his journey on Instagram under the username The Asher House.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, we take a look at how the farm is coming to the cafeteria for Fresno Unified students.
Plus, we'll take you behind the makeup with one of Fresno's most beloved drag queens.
Also, how good is your dunk? we introduce you to a guy who's so good, he's pro and makes money at it.
Thank you for